Speaking of communicating among processes, the way that works is that every process starts with at least 3 file descriptors. 0 corresponds to the input to that process. 1 and 2 are outputs, but different kinds of output. So 1 is normal output, and 2 is output that's meant to report an error or otherwise be treated as an error case. So these are just integers, but that's because file descriptors are represented as integers. So if we take this main program here that writes to 1, that means it's writing to the standard output of this program. In other words, it's going to write to a terminal or something like that. So it's writing the string, your name, which is 11 bytes long, including the space. Then it's going to read from 0, that's the standard input. And then it's going to claim that it doesn't know that person, whatever the name that was given. So if we take this program and run it, then it's going to write to the output, read from input, and write to the error port. So let's call this name.c and try it out. Okay, so when you run this program, it's going to ask for my name. So you see output when I run a program in a terminal means write output to the terminal. And at this point I've typed a bunch of characters, but I can still go back and edit it. And I can go back and edit it again. The way a terminal works is that it doesn't actually send the bytes off into a process's, into the pipe that's between the terminal and the program until I hit enter. Right? And that's a choice of the way the shell works or the way the terminal works. And so you see that those bytes went into the program and then it wrote unknown. Standard error went to the same place as standard out. How could you tell the difference? Well, we can tell the difference with redirection in a shell. So if I pipe standard out to out.txt, then there's no prompt. That's because the prompt went to output, but there is the error that gets printed. Or I could change this program. The way in Bash you redirect standard error instead of out is like that. So now we see your name printed because I didn't redirect output, but the error went into error.txt here. So this distinction between output and error is just useful for making programs work together well and detecting errors. And that's why those exist.